I thought I did everything right in my career, but I still failed. And this is the story about how I was on top of the world and then reached my lowest professional point and what happened after that. So, back when I started my career, I started working in digital magazines, and it was such an exciting time in the industry. I was working in some of the world's biggest magazines, and I'd gone straight there from university. So I was lucky enough to get that as my first job, which I know now, looking at the industry, was just a blessing that I still cannot understand. But after a couple of years of working there, I felt like I'd outgrown it and I wanted to do something a bit different. And I wanted to go into UX design. So I was kind of doing UX design, but it was kind of on an odd format. It was translating magazines into iPad editions. So it was kind of a mixture between print and digital. So then I went to work for the BBC. So when I went to work for the BBC, I went as a senior UX designer. It was in a fantastic building in Manchester. It was great because I got to move back home to be with my family because I was living in London. I was in hostels, I was in hotels, I was then in rented flats. So I was on top of the world. I thought I'd finally made it and I was able to move back home. But after 6 months of being there, I I obviously had to transition from doing print design to learning all the things about proper UX design. And in my contract, that there was a clause that there was a performance review after 6 months. And after 6 months, I was told that I was not going to be kept on there because my work was not up to the standard of a senior UX designer. Now, at the time, this was absolutely devastating. So can you imagine starting your career when you're 22, 23, being on top of the world, then voluntarily trading that to go somewhere because you thought it was a step up, and then basically fail it at that job. So this wasn't the BBC's fault. This was my fault because of my skills weren't on the level that they wanted. So this was kind of like a crushing point in my career. So I left that day. I left the office. I went back home. I had to tell my wife, and then I had a choice to make. It was like, what do I do at this point? You've then got you can either, well, you don't really have a choice. The bigger the dragon, the more the gold at the end of it. So this was a big dragon in my career. I had to basically reinvent myself and take that, and then kind of go on. So from then on, I then moved back to London. I went to a bigger city where there was more opportunity. I then started doing short time work, and then eventually I ended up then working for banks and taking short-term contracts. And then actually after 6 months in my next job, I was then offered the role of head of UX design in a large bank. So within maybe 2 years, I'd gone from being told I wasn't good enough to be a senior UX designer to being offered a head of a department role in another place, which goes to show that sometimes certain skills are not appreciated by other people. You might not be appreciated in one place out. You don't change that much and then you're appreciated somewhere else. But there was a lot of effort that I put in that time to then learn the foundational skills, learn on about it and build myself up again. But the reward at the end of that, I felt like I'd accomplished something. So I guess this lesson really is about if you face adversity in your career, say you're going for a job and you don't get it and you get rejected over and over and over and over again. The key point is to take that, build yourself back up, work on your skills, take control where you can take control, and that is your knowledge. Build your skills up and keep trying. And eventually somebody will notice and appreciate the skill set of what you bring, and that's because you've taken control and built that knowledge yourself. So there's always going to be lows in your career. I remember, the bigger the dragon, the bigger the gold at the end of it.